welcome back to Laserpain Games. Today we're going to be taking a look at a XP farm for skeletons and zombies in Minecraft 1.14.4, but it should work in pretty much all versions. It's not super complicated, but it is a big build, so be ready and let's get into it. So I'm going to show off initially what it does here. It's basically just going to guide the mobs down. I do add a little bit of a pig spawner or two. But basically it's just going to funnel mobs that are only up to 2 high down into the base here. And it's going to basically keep them spawning because it's going to be moving the mobs constantly downwards so that there's more space and for them to spawn. And then it's going to be collecting. I mean, you'll collect a few items yourself, but then you'll also get a ton of items just going into chests that you can collect after. So what will you need? So we'll go take a look at that after a little bit more, but we'll show the basics here. So what are we going to need here? So we need a lot of materials. I'll get rid of these. So you're going to need, so I kind of use the nether star as kind of like a multiplier here. So basically here I'm looking at this material can be any block you want as long as it's not transparent really. Looks like I have 62 stacks of, well, I use stone bricks. You can use whatever you want. And then I also used another 7 stacks of glass. Which again, you don't really need to use glass. I just like to basically see what's happening. It just helps to see if there's anything clogging the system as well. So it is nice to do in the bottom, but on the top you'll see you don't need any glass up there. I did add extra on the first one I built. You're gonna need 10 buckets of water, a stack of any stairs you want, 6 of any trapdoors you want, 4 chests. I want 14 slabs of any kind, 19 hoppers, and 4 spawners is preferable. Maybe like 2 zombie, 2 skeleton if you have them. I just added the pigs because I'm in creative anyway, but I'll show it on survival after anyway. So I basically built the second one to show you. Like this one is partially built, just so you could see what is going on. I'm gonna go ahead and get some of these materials out, so I can. So basically, we're gonna be building a giant cube to house this XP farm, which is 21 long, 21 wide, and 21 high. So it's basically like a perfect cube. As you can see here, I kind of marked out, like when you're building it, it's easier to measure it just by placing a different block every 5 blocks, so you can easily tell that it's basically 1 4 1 4 1 4 1 4 and then the end there, so you get your 21 and the same going up basically here. And then you'll see I've added the roof here as well and kind of just spaced it out just so you could see how many blocks there are, and it's just basically a perfect square. After you basically, so you don't want to do that first, then you want to lay the floor out, put a whole layer of flooring, whatever you want. I suggest that you build a staircase on the side after you put up the walls as well. Also, to get to the top, it's a lot easier that way, but you can build it from the bottom up, or you can go up high and start building down. It's up to you. But after that, you're basically going to want to create a bunch of 9 by 9 spawn areas. I'll try and get the best view I can here. So you're going to come down 10 blocks from the top. So it's pretty easy if you're marking it, because you'll go 5 there, and then you'll come down here, and then you'll be able to tell that there's basically 9 blocks between the ceiling you built and then you can build in basically a new floor here. Let's see if I did it right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And then I basically built it on this blue block here, which is the 10th block down. So it's 10. That's 9 down, but it's 10. So it's really easy. So as long as you're building it easily with the marks, and then you're basically going to make a big cross in the middle, right down the center, which is going to give you 4 9x9s, and then you can leave the middle hole open. And then we're going to place, well, you can place the spawners last, but they're basically 4 down, and I marked it on the side here, and it's for a reason. So you're going to come 3 down from the roof, but 4 down total. And this is the max height you're going to want to put your spawners for them to be in range and actually spawning when you're at the bottom trying to farm, and you don't have to, so basically you won't have to move. So make sure that all the spawners are at that height, and then you can drop a slab on top of them so the mobs won't spawn on top. And then basically what you're going to be doing here is, I guess, yeah, maybe I need a lot more water than 10 buckets. Yeah, I think you need a lot more than 10 buckets. So you're basically just gonna be doing the whole dumping it in each corner, just like this. I'll do it, and then it's gonna basically funnel all the spawns down into the hole. And I'm gonna do it over here because this one is the one we're gonna be trying to test anyway. But that's what you're basically gonna end up doing, because no water will leak this way. That's basically what we're going to be using is any 9x9s, and then you'll see when we go down that we're going to be using basically the rule of 7, where the water won't spill over more than 7 blocks in a straight line. So let's go check that out. So underneath you can see, well, we'll start here at the bottom where I kind of just built some stairs. There's a traveling merchant or something going on there. You can see I came in here and I built this kind of platform around the middle here. You can see it on the grid because that's another reason you'll be able to see on the grid, but it's basically 9. So it's 7, and then on the end more stairs. So it's basically a 7 by, I believe it's a 7x7 square. And then I put stairs all around the outside, and then you dump the chests in each corner, and then make sure that all the hoppers are somehow connected to each other going into all 4 chests. And you can see that here. I'm going to open that. So you can see I'm on the bottom here, and you can see there is 19 hoppers here, all connected. And then above that, I've kind of got 10 slabs that are like half a block higher than the hoppers. And down the middle, so for these also you're gonna have to basically build something in the middle. That's how you build. So you basically do that, and then you're gonna build a trapdoor, and then you knock the blocks out after. And then you're able to basically, you can use blocks if you really want to. If you don't really want to use the trapdoor. It just makes the gap a bit bigger, and it's easier for the mobs to slide down. And then basically what you're going to want to do is they're going to get funneled down to the hole here. And what we're going to do is push them down another floor. Oh, that seemed to be too far here. I'm gonna chop that off. Maybe it wasn't long enough. No, it has to be. It's hitting the wall. Well, here, what happened? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why is it going extra? Weird. Oh. I mean, imagine that there should be a wall, right? Like your wall would be here covering the whole thing. I'm gonna try and do it like the wall is actually there. And maybe I put it one back. There we go. So you might have to mess around with it a little bit if it's acting up. But basically you want to funnel what's coming out of every hole like this, and then it's going to push them down one more floor. Let's see if this one's working properly or it goes over. No, it's too far. Okay. So this one we actually want I guess I left a hole in the top so I could get in anyway. So I'll get in here and fix it. Oh, that went too far again. There we go. That should go in. You don't want the water to flow over, you just want it to reach the edge. And if you want to, I didn't really do it, but you can fill in basically up to the hole here, so the water's just coming down the bottom. And then it's going to push all the mobs down into this little, basically 3 squares where you can hit them by stepping on the square beside. So let's go take a look at the one that's actually working. Yeah, so I'm going to put those back properly now. Don't need more water. So you can break the glass like that, and then just close the door. Basically, close trap. All right. So that's basically the setup. So you'll see you'll basically be able to copy. So I've only built one of the 4 here, in this basically unfinished one, but you're going to basically end up copying both sides. So it'll come this way, and then you'll copy this whole entire thing on this side, so that all 4 of these spawners are all basically pushing the mobs down into those squares. But let's go take a look over here at what's going on. Get rid of these so you can see the the flow. But I'm going to go up top so you can see what's happening too. So I kind of built a staircase at the back here inside. Also, I built I kind of made this into a base after as well. It was big enough. So I built this viewing area here where you can kind of see it, because I made the floor, the whole floor here, and walls around the spawners glass as well, which you can do if you really want to. So you can basically watch. You can see here the 2 back spawners are pig spawners, and then this spawn over here is skeletons, and then this one here is zombies, and they're all just gonna keep feeding down there. I think that eventually, when there's too many, they might start dying on their own. But if you stand at the bottom, let's looking. So if you're standing at the bottom in this one spot, because of where the spawners are placed, they should all basically keep spawning. The only thing you have to watch out for on survival is that if you push up too far, they might be able to hit you, so you basically gotta stay underneath the trap door and then make sure you close it after, because they might, the small ones might be able, like the small zombies might be able to push out if you leave the gate open. But yeah, it's pretty much it. But I guess I'll show you the what you can do with the top as well. I'll see if you have any questions. Just leave them in the comments if something's not working or you're getting frustrated. But I built this staircase up. Obviously, it's a lot easier to build that way. I'm gonna go inside and show you how the spawners are too, how they look. I ended up putting an extra basically layer around the top here and the slabs on top. This is a good place to probably, if you want to, you can start like a garden, or basically just keep building up your building higher and do whatever else you want to do with it, because your whole roof is basically free now. Nothing is happening in there. Alright, so let's go take a look at inside so you can see. So you can see sometimes they kind of get stuck near the hole like that, but when more spawn, they're going to push those guys down, and eventually they'll go down anyway. But again, your walls don't have to be glass in here either. Like, this can be all, especially the floor. Like the floor, you probably don't want glass because it's going to pass like more light through to the spawners, which might actually lower your rates. So, but I mean, I'll say I did it so you can really see what's going on in here. You can just look through all the glass here, watch everything spawn, and then move down. And then make sure also it's pretty much darkness, so you don't want any light in the top area where all the spawners are. Also here I have torches that you're not going to want to have. Make sure you knock it all out. Make sure spawners at the right level. And that's pretty much it for the whole build, and you can use the whole inside here to do whatever you want with it too. I kind of just made a little base, but there's all sorts of different things you can do. Let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Hello everyone who made it to the end of the video. This is LaserPen Games, reminding you to smash that like button, leave a comment below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps out. And if you're looking for even more content, check out my Patreon here, where I post exclusive video content every month, and you'll have access to all of that.